Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a vegan and gluten-free roast, like a turkey roast, okay y'all? Recipe by Vegan Risha, I think that's how you pronounce it. And it is a tofu and chickpea based roast, and let me tell you. So let's get right into the first steps. First things first, we got our tofu. It was frozen, defrosted it, and then I squeezed it out because it holds a lot more liquid. And the recipe calls for 6 ounces, so I did a quick Google, and it's about 170 grams, and this is a 350 gram block of tofu. So I'm just gonna do half eyeball, a half Z, and I'm interested to see how big this is gonna come out if I'm only using half a block of tofu. Pretty much the only other prep is the chickpeas. You open up the chickpeas. I saved the aquafaba so I can make some brownies or a different recipe that I'm going to save the aquafaba for. And then we're going to grab our food processor and change the angle so y'all can see. Okie doke, so this is super easy, and all we have to do is put everything into the food processor. So we have our half block of tofu. I'm just gonna crack it open so you guys can really see the texture. Once you freeze it, it is like, the texture is unreal. It is so nice. So I'm just gonna kind of break it up to make the food processor's job a little bit easier. So we have our rinsed and drained chickpeas. It says, the recipe states 15 ounces of chickpeas, 15 ounce can of chickpeas, I'm sorry. And my can was 540 mils. When I did the conversion, it's about 443 mils. So I'm going to estimate 443 mils of chickpeas. So I don't know, we'll keep that much. That looks like the majority. Honestly, it is not smart to keep the last like handful, so I'm just gonna throw that last little bit in there. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. 1 teaspoon onion powder. 1 teaspoon garlic powder. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch or tapioca starch. 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to use 1-to-1 gluten-free flour. 2 teaspoons of oil. I'm going to use my avocado oil today. Oh my gosh. 1 teaspoon poultry seasoning. 1 teaspoon oregano. 1 teaspoon thyme. Half a teaspoon rosemary. Half a teaspoon of sage. I couldn't figure out how to get this container open other than this little hole, and it looks kind of old, but you know what, it's fine. And last but not least, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire. Alrighty, let's get the lid on and start mixing, blending, pulsing. Okay, I gotta scrape down the sides, but like, look how good it's looking already. Oh. Alrighty, y'all, this is so dry, so I'm just gonna add in some vegetable broth, like 2 tablespoons at a time, and see what happens. Okay, now that looks like a dough. I feel like probably processing the chickpeas and tofu first before adding all the extra ingredients in would have been a really good idea. But would you look at that? I might keep going, I'm not sure. It is very much like a literal dough, you guys. I think this is perfect. I'm so excited. I think what I'm gonna do is just move on to the next step. We're gonna grab a baking pan, and it says, get some parchment, and let's just Now, what we're gonna do is, so I'm not gonna put any stuffing in here. So we're just gonna roll it up as if there was stuffing. But what we're gonna do is just get all this in here. Alrighty, we're going to spread it all out. And it smells amazing, by the way. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it. So now what we're supposed to do is we would normally put in stuffing and then roll it over on top of each other, but since we're not doing the stuffing, like I said, I'm just going to pull this out of here because I think it's gonna be easier. And we're just going to try to roll it. And the thing is, we're gonna keep the parchment on it while it's cooking. So okay, rolling. Okay, this is working really well. I'm just gonna like smush this side, this seamy part in. And then as well, I think she said in the recipe that I did not write down that you can seal the ends. Obviously if there's something in there, it makes more sense. But I'm going to just pretend I'm sealing the little butt ends of this. Oh, it looks so good. Like, I'm actually so impressed right now. Oh my god. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just roll it up in the parchment like so, and then I'm gonna just toss it back in my pan like so. You know what I'm thinking? That maybe covering it, because she said that it gets kind of dried out and there is a glaze for it. So after baking, it can get dried out, but I'm wondering if I cover it with, you know, you understand where I'm going with this, guys? Cover it with tin foil. It will be more of like a steamed baking and it won't dry out. I think we're gonna try and do that. And actually what I'm going to do is preheat the oven now to 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Just kidding, you guys. It's going to sit for a little bit longer because I have to prepare the rest of our dinner. It is not even 6 o'clock yet, but I'm not gonna throw this in the oven and have nothing else ready to be made. So it's probably gonna chill and hang out for 30 minutes to an hour because I might have to run to the store. So let's make the glaze and then we'll go from there. I'm just gonna reuse my measuring spoons from earlier. So 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, but I'm going to be using agave. Half a teaspoon of rosemary. 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire. And it is vegan and gluten-free, by the way. 1 teaspoon of oil. And 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, but I don't have balsamic vinegar, so I'm gonna use apple cider vinegar. Okay, and that is it. Give it a little stir together, combination. Okay, I'm just going to cover this and leave both of these, I've tin-foiled it. Leave both of these to just hang out while I prepare the rest of our dinner, and then I'll come back when it's all cooked. Okay, y'all, let's check out our roast. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is unwrap our little baby. Okay. Ho, 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 ho. Oh my god, you guys. So my idea worked. It did like steam it in a sense. Oh my god, this is so exciting. Ha ha ha. Okay, that looks beautiful. Because it is kind of hard. Okay, what I'm gonna do is put our glaze, but I want it to be on this part, and then it'll give the top will be able to get like this. Hear that? Oh, okay, so we'll just take our spatula from before and we will just pour our glaze. Oh, okay. I'll try and smother it. I am so impressed with this right now. And then I am making gravy as well. So in case this is any type of dry, oh my god, you guys, this is amazing. It better taste as good as it looks and smells. Okay, perfecto. We're going to leave this uncovered now and put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. All right, guys, look at this. OMG. It pretty much looks the same as when I put it in before, but this looks so good. I can't wait to cut into it. And the recipe states to let it sit for 15 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'll give it at least 5 while I serve the plates up with everything else. Okay, y'all, let's cut this bad boy up. I am so excited for this. So excited for this. Oh my god. I'm using a serrated knife and I don't know if that's a bad decision. Ooh, oh my god. Okay, so it's kind of it's sticky in the middle, so that's interesting. Very interesting. But when I cut it, it's holding together really nicely. And it does feel like crispy on the outside. Oh. But if there was stuffing on the inside, you know, you wouldn't even know. A little close-up. Are you kidding me? How beautiful. Oh my god. And here is the final plated dish. We got some steamed carrots and our mashed potatoes with some homemade gravy and some freeze-dried chives. I cannot, for some reason, keep that in my head of what they're called. So I'm going to just take, let's do a little taste test of this. Okay, hopefully it's not too hot. Maybe if you wait the full minutes, it solidifies up more. I bet that's what. Okay, that's actually really good. Very flavorful. Like, I can taste the rosemary or oregano. Yeah, the rosemary I can really taste. I feel like you could maybe use more salt, but I think it doesn't feel sticky when you're eating it in your mouth. I think along with like the potatoes, it was kind of mushy on the inside, but it tastes really good. And mixed in with like the potatoes and everything, I think it's like perfection. Put a little gravy. Oh. It has been a couple days since I made the roast, and it was so good. It was so good. It turned out so good. So it's a little bit mushy, sort of soft in the center. I think probably because I did add the remainder of those chickpeas, so I'm guessing if I wouldn't have added those few extra chickpeas, it would have been a better texture. Maybe if I cooked it a little bit longer, it would have been better, or let it sit. But after we let it sit in the fridge overnight and Clay sliced so nice, as you can see, It's like so nice for a sandwich. He said it was really good. It was really flavorful. Literally it was perfect. It was so good. It was literally just that the center was just a little soft. That was the only thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and make it again. But the thing is, I'm gonna try and use different seasonings and make it into a log that's sliceable for breakfast sandwich tofu, which normally has a lot of liquid, so I'm a little bit like, I'm gonna compare the recipes and see where I can make sure I only add the same amount of liquid. So we're gonna try that today. I'm gonna film it as a short, and then you guys will see it on my channel as a short, because it just was so good, and it's definitely going on the Christmas meal prep. So it is the 18th of December today, so we have a couple weeks, so I'm glad I tried that out today. I mean, I'm so glad I tried that out a couple days ago, and I really hope that you guys make it because it was so good. It really reminded me of seitan, just without that chewy meaty texture like seitan has. But obviously when you can't have wheat gluten, you can't have seitan. So I really thought this is, and you know what, maybe I'll update you guys too when I do this one for the short. I'll see how it turns out the texture wise, because I'll put less chickpeas, and I'll show you guys that as a little sneaky peeky. Okay, oh my gosh, you guys, so I have our little breakfast sandwich roast here. I just made it into like a little square patty. I'll insert the vertical clips here so you can see when I was doing it. I'm gonna wrap it up and just put it in the fridge because we'll probably eat it later. But oh my god, it smells so good. It looks so good. The texture has turned out perfectly. I dusted a little bit of, it was a little sticky, so I dusted a little bit of this gluten-free batter, or like just on the top and bottom, so it didn't stick to the parchment or my hands. I'm so excited to try this, you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys, update on our roast. This is the breakfast sandwich roast. I'm gonna slice it, and it is looking fabulous. It is smelling so good. Y'all, this roast turned out so well. I was so happy with it. It had really great, amazing flavor. I substituted the liquids just fine. It was mushy still in the middle, so we're gonna have to play with the recipe a little bit, but I did fry it up to make this sandwich, and oh, it was so delicious. Highly, highly recommend trying this recipe either way. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!